What is happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. In this video, we're heading down to Hagerstown, Maryland to check out some antique malls I haven't been to in a while, and also stop off at a card show advertising 150 tables, and hopefully we'll find some new spots to look for sports cards and vintage toys. The first stop is going to be this antique mall in Hancock, Maryland, about 2.5 hours away from my house. This place always seems to have sports cards and collectibles, and this time was no different. The first showcase I came across had a bunch of vintage singles. See a lot of older football and baseball in there. This next case had a bunch of autographed cards in it. You see Greg Maddux there and a bunch of legendary players. Jim Palmer, autograph Frank Robinson, Catfish Hunter, and even a 57 Roberto Clemente, which I really had my eye on that card. I like that card a lot, one of my favorites of him. This next case, called the Retro Stash, had a bunch of 90s action figures inside of it. Terminator 2, Predator, they had Super Mario Brothers, and even some non-sports packs inside of there. Gremlins and Ghostbusters 2, as well as a bunch of other cool novelties. It wouldn't be a trip to an antique mall without coming across Ziploc bags full of junk wax era cards. These sacks of cards were $5 a bag. You see 91 score there, and I'm sure all kinds of other goodies were tucked away in those. I walked around some more. I left. I stopped by the card show at Hagerstown Mall and picked up a couple things I'll show you later on in the video, and then made my way to the Penn Mar Antique Mall, which is located in Waynesboro, PA. I've never been here before, but I managed to come across cards almost immediately upon entering. Then I stumbled across the mother lode of modern wax. Look at all these blasters and holly boxes inside of there. Tons of stuff, and he even had a showcase full of nothing but Pokemon. And here's another sports card vendor tucked away inside this massive antique mall. A lot of cards tacked up on the wall there, and a bunch of vintage singles here for some pretty good prices. There's a second year Willie McCovey in good condition. You see a 63 Stan Musial. This particular vendor had some autographs inside of there, and this pristine 1960 Waddy Ford definitely caught my attention for $28. And if you like movies and old video games, this person got you covered. They got a shelf full of them. I left there. I decided to head up the road to another place I found on Google Maps in Emmitsburg, Maryland, a place I have not been to. It's about 3 hours from my house, but as soon as I walked in, I found a showcase full of vintage singles yet again. After lurking through that store some more, I decided it was time to head back to Pennsylvania. Let's check out what I picked up. Let's recap the things I brought back with me. Again, I love to do these videos. I love to go to different antique malls that I haven't been to and revisit the same ones that I've found cards at before in the past. I just really enjoy being around these old relics that I grew up with. The trigger memories and everything else, even if I come home empty-handed, it's still a win-win for me. So I went down there with the intention of going to the Hagerstown card show that was advertising 150 tables. And I didn't really see a whole lot. There was a lot of people there and going through the bargain boxes, and it was hard to see the showcases and everything because it was so crowded. But I did come across some wax that I brought back with me. And this was the first box I picked up. This vendor, or dealer I should say, had a lot of cool stuff. His prices seemed very reasonable, and he seemed like a really nice guy. But this is something that I don't really see very often. 95 Emotion, the very first year they did these in 95, 96. Cal Ripken was the cover boy for this release. They had an insert set dedicated to him that was 10 cards. But these boxes, I never really come across them. In all my travels of finding cards in the wild, I don't think I've ever seen a random box of Emotion outside of like a card show, you know, an antique mall or flea market. It's not something you see very often. I feel like the print run on these Emotion cards was relatively much lower than a lot of the other stuff at the time. So they were a lot like Fleer Flare, where they came in these cardboard packages and then they were tucked away inside of there, and they all had a tamper-proof seal that was on the back of each pack. But a 36-pack box, I was like, that's kind of cool. And the price was great because it was only $30, which is about half of what these typically sell for. And it's not sealed, but I'm going to put this into my wax collection. And I don't know if we're going to open it. I've opened that release quite a while back on this channel, several years ago. So I'll probably, for now, I'll just keep it in my sealed wax collection. And the next box I picked up from the same dealer was a 92 Classic Best Jumbo box, which is definitely fun because it's a cheap release. It's very affordable. You see 20 bucks. I ended up getting this for 15 because I think I only had a certain amount of cash on me. So I bought the Emotion box and this for $45, which I thought was a great deal. The last couple of these it sold on eBay actually sold for like $60, believe it or not, for a junk wax era set and a minor league release at that. And the awesome thing about this, I'm going to use it for Needle and Wax Stack, the monthly series I do here, looking for these autographs and such. You can find a Ken Griffey Jr. autograph in here, Nolan Ryan, Mike Schmidt. There's several that are some pretty awesome chase cards. You see a couple of them advertised here, the non-autographs. But these are jumbo packs. There are 23 cards per pack. But I thought that was a pretty good deal, $15. I will use this for a Needle and a Wax Stack rip. But that's all I brought back with me from Maryland. So again, I love to go to these other places and check out new spots and just be around all of these cool old relics from the past. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you did enjoy it. And hopefully I'll see you back for Mailbag Monday tomorrow night. So have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Thank you for watching.